Welcome back to my YouTube channel, to our YouTube channel. It's Ray. It's a pleasure to have y'all here. Hold on. If you're new, welcome. How rude of me to not be so welcoming and welcoming, warm. Yeah, today's video, I got 6 pillars to live in a well-balanced life. And I want to share those pillars with you all so that we can all, our thing is getting 1% better every day. Let's create our dream life. I'm not there. If you there, drop something in the comments so that some people know how to get to where you are. But if you're not there, guess what? I'm not there either, and we gonna get there together. And so with these 6 pillars, when I've noticed that when I have these right, everything is like life feels really well. The 6 pillars is being balanced, or being well, being good mentally, physically, spiritually, financially, emotionally, and relationally. Life is just so much better. It's not easy, it's work. But I promise y'all, man, if you can focus in these areas, life starts to become a whole lot smoother. It's like going from a Toyota to a Rolls, I don't know what your dream car is. Mine's not a Rolls Royce, but I would like a Rolls Royce. Something smooth, something on the road that's just, you don't feel all of the bumps on the road. And so I'm trying to get us from off of bumpy roads, or even the roads don't got to change. The conditions don't got to change, but the vehicle that we are in change. And that's the way that we see life. That's our perspective. So first, we're going to start off mentally. When you're mentally like out of whack, when you're not good mentally, bro, you are faced with a couple things. You're gonna be faced with like mental burnout, bro. Just mentally exhausted. Just like, son, my brain can't take it. I'm going through it. Like I am mentally exhausted, bro. And that comes with this overwhelming just feeling. It's just like life feel like it's too much. And then there's also another thing that you deal with when you're not mentally balanced is just lack of focus. When your mental isn't put together, your focus in life isn't put together. You are all over the place because in your mind, you are all over the place in your mind. So when you can get your mind in order, bro, when you can get your mind balanced, bro, you can have your life balanced, right? And so, Ray, what's some ways to be balanced mentally? I'm glad you asked. When it comes to mental, just having a strong mental, you guys, being balanced mentally, I think it's 2 very important things, right? The first thing is you have to create boundaries. You gotta know when enough is enough of you, when you gotta say no, when you gotta be like, not today, whatever it is, you have to create boundaries. You cannot allow for the world to have access to you. I told my little cousin, like, you have to be an onion sometimes with people, especially when you're getting to know people. You can't let them just get to the core of you. You gotta let them peel you back layer by layer. Like, the more I can trust you with, the more that I'm willing to give to you. But I just can't give you everything, because then you become mentally exhausted. People abuse and misuse, and that's not what we trying to do. That's not how we trying to move right now. So you have to, 1, set boundaries, and then 2, you got to practice being mindful. And being mindful look like being present. It look like this. It look like breathing, y'all. Like finding a breathing practice for you. Meditating on the word of God. Meditating and just clearing your thoughts and just in and out. Just focus on in and out. Some people be like, I don't know how to meditate. All you got to do is focus on your breath. Don't focus on anything else. Now, when you are meditating, right, you'll breathe. You breathe in, you breathe out. You breathe in, you breathe out. And then a thought comes. When that thought comes, you push that thought away and you just get back to breathing in, breathing out. Just think about your breathing. Okay, I'm breathing in, I'm breathing out. That is a very minuscule thought. You are paying attention to it, but it's not it's not something that's heavy. It's not an idea. It's not the world coming in at you. It is very light. There is nothing you're connected to when you're thinking about your breathing. You just breathe in and breathe out, and just that, y'all. 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes out of your day. I promise you, bro. I promise you. I don't do these things every day. I am working to do these things every day. Me putting myself in front of this camera is me hold myself accountable to doing the things that I am encouraging you all to do to be able to live a more balanced life. Hey, listen, when it comes to being in that, like just in a jungle in this world called life, man, and you want to create dreams, we want to create this dream life for ourselves, you got to keep your mind sharp. Number 2, physically. You gotta be physically. I ain't saying you gotta be the Hulk. I ain't saying you gotta be what's his name? Terry Crews. I ain't saying you gotta be LeBron. I ain't saying you gotta be that physically. I'm saying that you have to care enough about yourself to just want yourself to be taken care of, right? When you don't take care of yourself physically, y'all, you can be faced with many things, but 2 things that I'm going to highlight today is chronic fatigue and health issues. You know how you just be sluggish? You don't want to get up out the bed. You don't want to go to the store. You need groceries. You don't feel like going to get groceries. Like, your body is just tired. It's sluggish. That's called chronic fatigue. You're just tired. You're just always tired. You just always find yourself tired. Like, why am I so tired? Like, it's just this tiredness that comes over you. Bro, you gotta kick that. The other thing that you can be faced with is health issues, bro. Like, when we just sit down, bro. Your body is meant to be in motion, to be moving, to be active, right? And so if you are not doing something as simple as just walking, every Tuesday, I got my guy Zeke. We go walking. We were starting at 5:30, but now we got it to like 6:30. We go walking every Tuesday in the morning, right? Zeke is much more fit than I am. He is in the gym way more than I'm in the gym. I might put a picture up on the screen of me and then the Zeke, but he's much more in the gym, and so that is pushing me to get to want to be in the gym more, right? Because I know that I want to be here a long time. There's no point of us building this dream life and not being able to enjoy it. What we doing? So we gotta really be focused on our physical health, y'all, and that looks like daily exercise, and that looks like having maintaining a diet, right? I ain't telling you to go eat greens. I ain't telling you to go eat peas. I ain't telling you to go eat grass. My daddy be like, them vegans be eating grass. So my dad might be the funniest person I know. I'm not telling you to do all those things. I am telling you to have a healthy balance. I'm not telling you to work out 5-7 days a week, but I am telling you to have balance. Even if you're not working out, just go walk. Get your steps in, right? Your 5,000, 10,000 steps. Like, I know it's not easy, but it all comes with discipline and consistency, yo. You got to be disciplined and you got to be consistent. Motivation is only going to last for so long. So when motivation wears off, that's when discipline kicks in. That's when your consistency kicks in. And so remember, fitness, some type of fitness, bro. I don't care what it is, bro, but we got to enjoy this. How I'm supposed to meet you, cuz? How I'm supposed to meet you, sis? How I'm supposed to meet you, bro? How I'm supposed to meet you, auntie? How I'm supposed to meet you, unc? How I'm supposed to meet you, grandpa? How I'm supposed to meet you, best friend? Like, how am I supposed to meet you, my fellow angels and saints? And our dream, on this dream life that we're creating, and our dream destinations, how is I'm supposed to be there and you ain't there? How you there and I ain't there? Hold me accountable. Be like, yo, how your workout going this week? Like, yo, when I say community, yo, I mean, let's make this a community, dog. I am not trying to act like I got this all figured out. I'm not one of them guys, y'all. I want to be very transparent with y'all. And so earlier this year, I was working out 3 to 4 times a week. I've kind of fallen off. I had a shoulder injury, and so that kind of just threw me off. And so now I'm working back and getting back on my path. And so, hey, we got to keep our temples pure, y'all. Health is wealth. Number 3, spiritually. You can be dealing with two things. You start to deal with like lack of faith, lack of purpose, lack of reasoning. Like you start to question yourself, why am I here? What is my purpose? Why, like what am I called to do, right? When you don't have that spiritual component, and you also start to kind of deal with that ties directly into like inner conflict, right? Like struggling internally, which is like it's not the inner me, it's the inner me, right? Like it's like the enemy of you becoming your own enemy, you giving yourself problems internally, like dealing with conflict, negative self-talk, negative self-thought. So when I say spiritually, bro, I mean like you need to have a connection with, for me, and what I'm talking on this channel is Jesus Christ. You gotta spend time with Jesus, bro. I don't care how you start off. I don't care where you at in your journey. Where I was at when I first started versus where I am at now is not the same place. So if it's 5, 10, 15, 20, 30 minutes that you get to spend with him, spend that time with him every day. Don't start your day off without acknowledging the God. Because he gave you that breath. He gave you the life. He gave you the things that you have. He gave you the mind, the health. Like, for some people might have a house. Somebody might not have a house. I'm going to tell you the story one, not in this video, but I'm going to drop a story eventually when I was sleeping in a tent, bro. It ain't always been, I ain't always have the things that I have now. And so I'm so grateful. And that's only because of God, bro. Jesus Christ. He moved me from moment to moment, glory to glory. And so when you build your spiritual, you find your purpose. You find your, your reasoning. And you're no longer fighting the inner you. You're strong enough and you're built within to be able to fight all of the things of the world. The world is trying to beat us up enough, y'all. The enemy is trying to come, steal, kill, and destroy. So if he's trying to do that to you, why are you also joining in with him and doing that to yourself? God said, I come to give you life and life more abundantly, bro. Another thing is, I will always be one to preach getting into a place of gratitude. Getting into a place of gratitude. God, thank you for this shirt. God, thank you for these glasses. Thank you for the clean water that I'm able to bathe in. Thank you for the light that I can cut on in my house. Thank you for the shoes that's on my feet. I don't care how old they are, how beat up they are. Thank you for the shoes on my feet. Thank you for the food that I was able to eat last night. I don't care if I didn't eat 2 times. I ate once. Thank you. Thank you for whatever it is. Thank you for the vehicle. Thank you for the home. Thank you for the job. Thank you for the employment. Thank you for the finances. Thank you for my health. Like, thank you, because trust and believe, it's always somebody in a worse situation. And we're not comparing, we're not contrasting, but we are acknowledging that because we serve a God who is good and we have the things that we have, it's not because of what we've done. It's only because everything in the world is God's. And so you gotta acknowledge when you can give gratitude, when you can become grateful, it helps out so much. It helps lift your spirit, man. So what my boy Kendrick say, we gonna be all right. Like, just remember that, y'all. We gonna be all right, man. That's what we got each other for. We building this community out, and I want to be here for you, just like you guys are here for me. This not my thing. This our thing. Number 4, emotionally. Being emotionally stable. Being emotionally balanced. Being well emotionally comes is so important, because the things that you face when you're emotionally unstable. You deal with mood swings. You deal with high highs and low lows. High highs and low lows. And that is not the greatest place to be in. Life should look like this, right? You should have good moments and then you should come down, but your come down should always be at a balance. It should be more okay. And then there'll be drops when, lost of someone, you lose your animal, your dog, your pet, you lose you lose somebody. Like those are natural lows that, like, okay, that happened. I'm not like, don't take this the wrong way at all. Like, that happens and you got to deal with that. You deal with the pain, you deal with the grief, you get your mourning phase. Like, however you got to deal with that, you deal with that. But we don't want to stay in those places. We want to come back up and get to our regular flow, our regular, our regular breath, our regular, heartbeat. We want to get to that point. And so, when you are not good emotionally, you have high highs and low lows, and there's no balance in a life. And so you deal with mood swings, and you deal with that because of those mood swings. That cause like relationship strains, right? So now you're leaning more on somebody, or you're not leaning on them enough. It's really like difficult to be able to manage healthy relationships when you are moving like that. And so I really encourage us, when I'm talking to me, I'm talking to y'all. When I'm talking to y'all, I'm talking to me. I really encourage us to be able to get our emotions in check, to not be so quick, so visceral in our reactions, where we're quickly angered, we're quickly saddened. Somebody can hurt our feelings. We can't give people that power over us, bro. You got to be able to control yourself. One of my first emails is called Master of Ray, because I had came into this into like high school and realizing like, I got to be the master of me. I can't let what people say to me affect how I live my life, or how like, you can't have more power over me than I have over myself. And that comes from emotional stability, y'all. You got to be able to have emotional stability. You got to be able to be strong mind emotionally, where people can't have the ability to just affect you anyway by just saying anything to you. Or just a couple solutions that has helped me. One is having confidants, right? Having somebody to talk to, having somebody to go through things with. For a good season of my life, it was just God. It was just me and Christ, just me in my journey with God, talking to God, getting through stuff and situations. But you want somebody physically there. Like, man was not made to be alone. So you need you a homie, you need you a friend or somebody like that. So just having somebody who you can pour into, your mom, your dad, your brother, your sister, your aunt, uncle, niece, nephews, us. Come here when you need that, And then journaling has been a really big thing for me. It's allowed for me to be able to just pour out my emotions, get my emotions down, get my feelings down. I've really taken to it even more lately as I've gotten older, to just be able to express, so that I'm not out here walking around with a hardened heart. Things happen, and yes, and life goes on, but things happen. And so I try to figure out, why am I so cold sometimes? Why do I care for everybody, but like, I want everybody to do well, but then I can have a moment in time where I just don't care. Like, not I don't care about people, but like, I'm just emotionally cold sometimes. I can care about everybody, but a lot of times I'm just emotionally just not there. And so why is that? Oh, because you went through this. You went through your aunt passing, then you went through your little cousin passing, then you went through your friend passing, and then you deal with so much death before you got to this point. And it's just like, the way to not have it affect you so much is you just harden your heart. You put it like, and so you need to go through those things. You need to work out these things, and therapy and journaling helps with those things, y'all. Emotions, they will be everywhere, man. They make you cry, they make you laugh, they let you smile. But like anything, bro, moderation is key, bro. Do all things in moderation. And so, yeah, that's emotions, man. So, number 5, y'all, one of the big ones is financial stability. Listen, to all my young kings out there looking for your queen, like, when you get you a woman of God that's not going to be like a woman of the world. Woman of the world, when you're interested in all of those things, they hold you to a high standard. They need that, what is it, I don't even like to say it, but the six figures, 6 inches, 6 feet. Like, that's more of a worldly woman perspective. A woman of God, bro, she's going to want what God wants for her in her life. She may have her preferences. She may have the things that she likes. She's going to have a list, but she's willing to move if God put the right person in her life. And so financial stability is definitely, it's just, you want that for yourself. Like, when I moved to LA, y'all, and I was able to like not call on my mom for, like, I didn't need her for no money. I wasn't coddled anymore. I was coddled for a long time, but once I got out on my own, and that was all what God did for me, man. When I was able to start to provide for myself, I'm gonna tell you this quick story. I remember, I was sleeping in my car. out in LA, sleeping in a parking lot, Whole Foods parking lot across from the Grove. And I was doing Uber. I had a gym membership at Planet Fitness. So, and I bought me an iron. I would go to the gym. I would brush my teeth. I would iron my clothes every day, and then I would go drive Uber, and I'm making money, and I just go back to sleep because I had just got to LA and I didn't have enough money for a room, and so I remember calling my mom this one time, man, waking up in the taking it from the chair laid back all the way reclined. That's when I was in my bed, and when it was up, I was in my living room. But I came from that moment, and I called my mom, and I was just so happy, y'all. I didn't need her for nothing. I wasn't calling her for anything other than to tell her that I was good. Like, God got me. I got money. I can go eat. I can do whatever I wanted to do. And that was just that stability. That's not complete stability, but that is like, I'm saying, when you're able to provide for yourself, bro, that just keep getting higher and higher. You reach new and new levels. And so for the youngins out there, bro, go get you a little job, man. Go get you a little work you a little job. Go start you a little business. Go sell you some shoes. Go sell you some, I don't know. Go find you something to sell, bro. Go sell you nothing illegal. Nothing illegal, bro. Don't get into nothing illegal. I'm not saying get into nothing illegal, but I'm saying there's so many other things that you can sell, man. You want to I created a clothing line in high school. Like, get you a job, allow for like, if you got people who will invest into you, and you know, they have the excess cash, use that, but use it to build something, man. You can start building something now. You seeing it happen, bro. The people younger is winning, dog. The youngest is winning. Like, have been winning well, like with social media and everything, man. So I'm saying there is definitely things that you can do financially to put yourself in a better situation, because the two things you don't want to be dealing with, debt. You don't want to have debt, bro. The accumulation of debt, bro, that sucks. Like, when you find yourself under the 8 ball, behind the 8 ball every time, like, that sucks, bro. And then instability, being unstable, like, those aren't great feelings. Those physical, like, yes, it's financially, but it deals with you physically, and it deals with you emotionally, and it deals with you mentally. All of these things work together, y'all. When you are in the right mindset and you focus, you can focus on getting you a bag, right? When your emotions together, you're not in a slump where you don't want to get up to go get you a bag. Like, all of these things interwork together, and this is why these are so pivotal. And so, financial stability, it gives you a great place to be in life. And so, things that help with your financial stability. One, going to go learn, bro. This book behind me, one of these books, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, Kingdom Prayer, The Power of a Positive Team, and the Holy Bible. I got more books. We got more books over here. We got books around the house. But you got to read. You got to give yourself financial literacy. Financial literacy isn't taught in school. So you don't know about how to take care and how to take care of finances and things of that situation. It's just not. And so you got that, and then you need to be able to have a budget, bro. When I first got my job, I would pay my bills randomly, right? And then I would see, like, bro, how come I'm always trying to pay my car note at the end on this last paycheck, and now I'm trying to, like, so I'm living off one, I'm enjoying one paycheck, and then I'm fighting for this next paycheck. So then when you start budgeting, I start realizing, okay, if I'm getting paid twice a week, right? This is just for even math. We're going to say I get paid twice a week. I make, just for round math, this is not true, but I make $1,000. This is for anybody. I make $1,000. I get $500 this week, $500 next week, right? And my car note is, let's say, $300, right? Rent, we're going to say you stay at home, you helping out with mom, rent is $200, right? So you know that you got $500 in bills, right? And so what you say is like, well, I'm making $1,000, so I'm making $500 one week. I'm gonna spend that $500 on just me, and then the next week I'm gonna spend the $500 on just my bills. Like, no, bro, that's not a good way to live. That's not a healthy budget. So what made sense to me is breaking it down into halves. Okay, if I get paid this first half of the month, I get $500, and my bills is $500 in total. I'm gonna split that. I'm gonna put $250 away to this for my bills. I'm gonna put I'm gonna break it in half. I'm gonna put $250 away for this month, and then for this half, and then on the next half on my second paycheck, I'm gonna have the other $250. So now, instead of me going throughout the month trying to scrap or whatever, I got money, and I am not in a sticky situation, right? And then, so you got to realize, like, what am I spending money on, bro? Like, you got to really be able to get to the point where you're itemizing how much you're spending and what you're spending things on. How often am I going to Starbucks? How often am I going to Chipotle? How often am I buying shoes? Do I buy a pair of shoes every time I get paid? Like, you need to have these things budgeted. Like, where are you putting money? If we're trying to build this dream life, you need to be investing at least 10 to 15% of what you make. 15% of that $1,000 monthly is $150. So you go $150 on investments. You go $300 for car note. That's $450. You go $200 for rent. If you're staying at home with mom, what's that? $650. And now you still got $350. You can still eat. You can still, go buy yourself some clothes or whatever. But the more you invest earlier, the better you're going to be off later. And so 15% is at minimum, but take it up to 30, take it up to 40%. After that, I'm telling you, if you can stay down early, if you can delay your gratification, delayed gratification is some of the greatest wisdom I've ever gotten from somebody. It's just being able to, I don't need to go get a car note. I'm gonna buy me a car in cash. I don't need to, get a $5,000 apartment. I'm gonna get this $1,500 apartment and be cool. You ain't gotta spend all your money, bro. And so that is financial stability for me. That's what it looks like. I'm practicing. I'm using all of these things. Me and my fiance, we have a whole budget. Itemized everything down to a T. Granted, she is an accountant, but I had that mindset before I came into this thing with her. And so that's been great. And last but not least, it's relationally. Relationships, y'all. God said man was not made to be alone. So when your relationships when you're struggling in that area of life, in that pillar, you deal with again, just like isolation and just conflicts. Like, it don't feel good to be alone. It don't feel good when you think that you're going through things by yourself. It don't feel good when you just bro, when you feel like you alone, when you feel like you're in something by yourself, it don't feel good. Granted, it's it's certain moments where you need to be by yourself and you need to be alone. I ain't gonna let nobody hold me back. I'm about to go get this. But you can't make all of your memories and all of your moments by yourself. You don't want to go through hard times, situations, and problems by yourself. And so that's what a stable relationships, healthy relationships look like in your life. Yeah, those are things that you're gonna deal with. You're gonna deal with conflicts with your family, with friends. When you're dealing with conflicts and families and friends, loved ones, co-workers, those are unhealthy relationships. That never does good. When you have unforgiveness in your heart, when you're not willing to show grace, when you're not willing to forgive, when you're not willing to be kind to people, it creates unhealthy relationships. And you burning bridges, bro. You're burning bridges. Somebody may burn a bridge for you. Forgive them, because I promise you being mad at somebody is like you drinking a poison and hoping that they die. I know y'all seen that quote somewhere. It does no good. So for your own sake, even if you got to be able to let go and be like, my family did me wrong. I'm going to forgive y'all, but I'm going to love y'all from a distance. I'm not going to allow for you to have effect over me. Again, that's that power. I got to be the master of me. We got to be the master of us, y'all. And so I'm not going to allow for the way your poor relationship skills to affect me and how I have relationships. Sometimes you got to go create family. and you got to be in different areas, and do find things that you love to do, and find people doing those things, and find similarities. And for me, it's Christ. So I found relationships when I moved to different cities within God. Like, okay, let me find me a community that I know we at least have this same mindset, and so yeah, don't allow for other people's poor relationship skills to affect you in the relationship that you have in your life. Some traits, some things that help you along that journey is effective communication, bro. You have to be able to talk out things. You got to be able to express yourself. You can't run away. Every time it get hard, you can't just run. I used to be, and sometimes I can still be, but I'm working on it, conflict averse. I don't want to deal with conflicts. I don't want to have the car conversations. Oh, you want to get loud? You want to argue? I'm walking away. Like, those were very unhealthy traits that I had that caused strife in between relationships that I had, whether it was platonic, whether it was a love interest, whether it was family, no matter what it was. If you wanted to argue, I would walk off, bro. I'm not about to do this. And it's not even so much arguing. Sometimes people just get passionate in their conversation, and it makes it hard. Like, bro, I'm not trying to do all that, son. Like, no thank you. Like, you stay over there with all of that. And so that's one thing. And then last thing I would say is just quality time. We make time for the things that we want in our lives, bro. Like, yeah, you work, yeah, you busy, but you need to call sis. Yeah, you work, yeah, you busy, but you need to call pops. Yeah, you work, yeah, you busy, but yeah, you need to call that girl. Like, you need to call that man, shorty. Like, you got to be able to have quality time with people, because it's in that intimate spaces where relationships are really forged. Good relationships. Remember I said earlier, you got to be an onion and peel back. I'm not going to give you the core of the onion if you ain't made it through that stage. If you ain't spent time with me, you ain't seen me laugh, you ain't seen me cry. If you ain't seen me in the rain, why you need to see me in the sun? You feel me? If you ain't seen me cry, you don't need to see me smiling all the time. And so I think about that. Like that, you strengthen that bond when you spend quality time with people. Dang, I had something I wanted to say, but it just left my mind. And so, yeah, those are traits and things and tools to help you build a healthy life. All of these things could be situations inside of a house, and I try to be able to just give you tools to be able to get through all of these situations. And I'm gonna end out with, we all need each other, y'all. It's just us. It ain't nobody else here. And that's why I say this is not my thing. This is our thing. And I hope that this video was able to help you today. I hope that you take something from it. I hope that it's fruitful. I hope that it's giving you tools to better equip yourself to this well-balanced life. I hope that we are able to create the life that we live. I pray that you this get you up a little bit. Not so much. I wanted to motivate you, but I also want you to be able to implement discipline to be able to be consistent. Because when motivation is fleeting, y'all, it goes and it comes and it goes. It comes and it goes. And so when that motivation wear off, I pray that these things give you tools. You remember, he said, when I'm financial stability, maybe I should get a job, and I should budget. Once I start budgeting, I start seeing my money more. I'm not just spending my money frivolously. Emotions. When I journal, I get my emotions in check. I think, I breathe. When I breathe, I'm mindful that I'm about to splash on this person. I shouldn't have that type of reaction. I just pray that y'all use these tools to become a better version of yourself, and to share them and rub off on other people, man. Yeah, it's your boy Ray. I know what it is. It's all love on this side, man. Until I see you again, peace.